talking about LA. We're talking about this LA versus Dallas matchup here. I want to talk about my first wide receiver start of the week. And for me, you made a ton of great points there on Jared Goff. All of those also are reasons why you need to start Robert Woods. You drafted him either as a desperation wide receiver 1 or as your wide receiver 2. I'm telling you, plug him in and feel extremely confident about it. If you have him as a flex option, definitely plug him in because you're going to love him this week. Woods has been the pinnacle of consistency his entire career. We talked about some of the downgrades that the Dallas defense has sustained. They lost Byron Jones, who went to Miami to become the highest paid corner in the league. And we've talked about it time and time again, how much this Cowboys offense is going to explode this season. Playmakers at every single position. Dak Prescott throwing for 5,000 yards almost again. But Robert Woods has proven himself. You add in the fact that Brandon Cooks is gone, vacating 72 targets. Some of that's going to go over to Woods, and he's going to be the most heavily relied upon option out of all the receivers in this receiver core. He gets used in creative ways in the offense. We saw him get a lot of rushing work last season, jet sweeps, even had some rushing touchdowns over the last couple of seasons. And from week 10 on last year, he only finished outside of the top 24 on the week one time, and he was seeing Michael Thomas level 11 targets a game. So yes, if he doesn't score the touchdown in week 1, that sucks in terms of what his upside could be. But if he does score, you're going to be so happy with it. And even if he doesn't, what I'm saying is you can expect him for 15 plus this week, if not more, with his yard creating ability on the ground. I love Bobby Trees in week 1. I love him entire season long, but I think in week 1 he's going to be so heavily relied upon, whether it is the 11 personnel, the 12 personnel. We know Robert Woods is going to be the constant in this offense. We're seeing some turmoil in that Rams backfield as well. Not sure if Darrell Henderson is going to be ready to go for week 1. Cam Akers coming in as a rookie. Malcolm Brown stealing touches on the goal line. It's just all these things are reasons why Robert Woods is going to be the one guy that you can start every single week with confidence in this offense. So I'm all in on Robert Woods with a strong start to the season against Dallas.
I love it. And if Robert Woods has a good game, that means my start of the week at quarterback, Jared Goff's going to have a good game and vice versa.
Exactly.
So we're in agreement there, Steph. And I'm going to go ahead and talk about my wide receiver start of the week. Call it a homer pick if you want. It's T.Y. Hilton against the Jacksonville Jaguars. And look, I know I'm a Colts fan.
Yes.
I'm a big T.Y. Hilton fan. But the hate has gone too far. People are fading T.Y. Hilton way too far. He was going as like a wide receiver 3 in drafts this year, which is absolutely ridiculous because, Steph, let me read you his season-long fantasy football finishes since entering the league. Wide receiver 19, wide receiver 12, wide receiver 22, wide receiver 5, wide receiver 27, and wide receiver 14. Last season, he was the wide receiver 5 before he left with an injury. So now he gets Phillip Rivers at quarterback, who, say what you want about Phillip Rivers, it's an upgrade for a fantasy, for fantasy purposes, because Rivers will air it out. Rivers will be saying like "dang flabbit" when he throws 5 interceptions. He's known to not cuss. I don't know what he's going to be saying to these defenders, but he throws the ball a ton, and he doesn't care. He threw it for 4,200 or more yards in 10 of his last 11 seasons. So if anything is true in life, it's like death, taxes, and Rivers is throwing for 4,200 yards. And if even in the past 5, if you want to like shrink down that sample size, say he's slowing down or whatever, his passing yards rank amongst all NFL quarterbacks for the last 5 years, 4th, 9th, 2nd, 6th, and 2nd. So if we know one thing, I know the scheme's going to be a little bit different in Indy, but Phillip Rivers is going to throw the ball, and he's going to throw it a lot. And T.Y. Hilton is the locked-in number 1 receiver on this offense. I know Michael Pittman's there. I know Paris Campbell's there. But Pittman as a rookie and Campbell, a weird season last year where he was in and out banged up. I don't see them dominating targets early on this season. T.Y. Hilton is going to have the ball absolutely funneled to him in this offense. Hilton does have some injury concerns, or people say he does, but he's only missed 10 games in the last 8 seasons. And guess what? He's healthy right now going into week 1. So he should be an absolute smash play in this matchup. The Jags D was outside of the top 20 in both yards per game and points per game last season. It did not improve this offseason. If anything, it got much, much worse. Trading Yannick Ngakoue amongst other things. But I'm looking for T.Y. Hilton to get off to an extremely hot start this season. He could easily go over 100 yards and have a touchdown in this game. And if he's on your bench, if he's in your flex, you got to get him in your lineup. You got to make sure he is in your lineup heading into week 1.
I love it. I love it because from a scheme standpoint, there's no way that this Jags defense, this depleted Jags defense, is going to be anywhere near prepared for a team with a new quarterback, and they haven't seen T.Y. Hilton play at full capability for at least a season. So they're coming in with really nothing to look at. I love the upside in T.Y. Hilton. Don't mind him as a flex play or deep wide receiver 2 this week. You drafted him knowing that there was an injury risk with him. It's like, let's cash in week 1 on that value.
And one thing about T.Y. Hilton in his career as well, I mean, he's missed some time due to injury, but normally he doesn't go out in the middle of a game. If he gets hurt, he'll finish the game, and then they'll be like, oh, he had an ankle bothering him, or a calf bothering him in the case of last season, and then he'll be done. So I'm not concerned about T.Y. He's healthy right now. Throw him out there, and you're right. This Jags defense does not know what's coming. I think, they say they're not tanking, but it's going to be tough. And we expect a lot of volume for this Jags offense, especially through the passing game this year. That's going to start week 1. And what should actually maybe be a high-volume game down in Florida here. So, again, put T.Y. Hilton in your lineup. You will not be disappointed.